Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Elder Scrolls reading. We're going part the fourth in Fool's Ebony. Whilst the actors playing the adventurer and the merchant Nephrin dramatically move their mouths to pantomime a conversation, it is on poor Prologue's shoulders to update the audience on the play's action in its first three acts. The adventurer, a rogue of a Dunmer, has been hired by two different groups, four inebriated priests and two greedy mages, to delay the other group and find the lost cache of Fool's Ebony in the Rothgarian Mountains. Now, picture this clownishly decorated set as the back room at a prosperous merchant's shop, and before the adventurer and Nephrin develop lockjaw, Prologue will leave you thus. So you see, friend Nephrin, friend Nephrin, just what an opportunity we have here. We have this new commodity for which you agree there will be a huge demand. Well, especially the royals. Once one of them has something new, they all want it, of course. And do not forget the armorers for their forges and the alchemists for their retorts and whatnots. You seem to have the mages lined up nicely. Got their location, memorized the access map, and so on. You know, we merchants have a suspicion for quite some time that those old twits had some deep, dark secret of interest to us. Now the priest, the school of Julianos, whichever one, we already work well with. Hand in glove, you might say. But of course, we shall cut them out of the major profits, maybe let them distribute some of it to their flocks, and their temples make good, storehouses. But the Akatar's chantry is a problem. Always running off and doing things on their own initiative. No cooperation, just crazy people. We really need to do something about them to ensure their cooperation. Well, I have a suggestion that might help. You recall that how Old Common left and apparently dragged off some little blonde lamppost girl. Just suppose that just by chance, in a state of befuddlement, he dragged off someone important by mistake. Might be a lot of trouble for the chantry if word got out. Indeed. There's a silly little blonde royal who's all excited about the real life down in these parts of town. Disguises herself, or so she thinks. Comes on down here and plays at being poor. Stupid little twit. Common is still in hiding with his blonde, right? Yes, in that retreat the priests have down near the waterfront. Oh yes, I know that place. Often sell them some spiritual powders and so on. Good. You see, just imagine what would happen if, Common by mistake, had grabbed this slumming little Contessa. Akatar's chantry would have no end of trouble from the palace if something nasty happened to her. And then we can move in and offer to help the chantry during their hard times. Yes. Leave it to me. I shall contact a few of my business associates, as it were, to make some arrangements. And I'll keep chatting up with the priests and get them to support our little business venture. Right. And I should introduce you to some of the more senior members of our brotherhood. Guild. Let me contact you in a few days when everything is all set. Are you here every evening? Yes, not particularly safe outside after dark these days. I see. Well, we shall arrange to have some protection for you. Well, in a few days, then. Okay, fellow, let's not spring and foot around. We know about this Fool's Ebony thing, and about the mages who apparently discovered the location. And we have been watching you dance around with the priests, the mages, the merchants, just about everyone with 2 feet. And how are you really working with Nephrin? And how are you double-crossing the priests and mages? You and Nephrin are really doing a good job on the Akatar's chantry, we must admit. But now we want the Fool's Ebony supply. We need to increase our production, our quality, and our prices. We can work with Nephrin and his gang. We need warehouses and distribution anyway. We could torture it out of you. We could let the priests know about your plans. They would throw you to the after dark society in a flash. We can let the mages know. They would send you to oblivion for a very long time. But we would rather you join our guild. Can't afford to leave Daggerfall for some hairy wilderness trip. Too much demand these days for our services. But we can send a group of our apprentices along to keep you company. And our apprentices usually test all our products and would be just itching to test out there. Gentlemen, please. I really was going to give the whole deal to you once I had gotten gold from everyone else. Ow! Well, I thought of it anyways. Sure, and I'm a nymph. Yes, you are very persuasive. I would welcome an escort and guard of such tough gentlemen. Be very handy out there. Good. Thought you would see it our way. Some of our other members are presently having a little chat with Nephrin. We can handle him, and from now on, 2 of our bigger apprentices will always be close at hand. Protection, of course. This town can be quite dangerous at night. So continue with your arrangements and work with Nephrin. You can always leave word about your departure date with any weapons shop, and about any problems you have. Certainly, gentlemen. Yes, you are indeed very persuasive. I shall keep you up to date, and thanks for the protection. Hello, who are you? Me am Ortho! My protection? Me am Ortho! You look very familiar to me for some reason. Have you been to Morrowind? Me am Ortho. Fine then. My old man used to say the very worst thing that can happen to a fellow is an evening spent in the company of an earnest politician. This, I think, is a close second. Our play has 6 parts, and we've just finished the 4th. It's interesting, I think, that the lusty Contessa has not made an appearance yet. You don't suppose our playwright forgot he put her in the dramatis personae, do you? Well, only you'll know if you come back for Fool's Ebony Part the 5th. And if your neighbors decide not to return, don't tell them what happened. We actors have to make a living too, you know. Don't forget to tip your wenches while we change the scene. And that was Part the 4th.